Hey man, listen, you tried to teach me early about story stock, so we can have a friendly conversation here. But I want to focus. First, the question is, how the heck did you get into microcaps? Like, what was the genesis for you, the aha moment where you're like, hey man, this is where I can make a serious impact as an investor, as a father, an American citizen, all those above.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit of an oddball. I mean, to date me, I'm 44 years old, and microcap investing is really all I've ever done, since I was 21 when I was in college. And it really all started during the dot-com bubble, technology bubble of the late 90s. I was in high school at the time. My parents gave me around $20,000 for my college education. They put it into a brokerage account with their financial advisor. They said, this is all you're getting, so you do what you want with it. You decide if you want to go to a expensive college or no college or wherever.
Wow.
And so yeah, I ended up
Lancaster
invest
Community College, or were you at Harvard? You could have paid for Harvard.
exactly, pay for half a semester. And so I ended up slinging that 20,000 into three small cap tech companies back then, and that would have been 1997. So 1997, graduated 99.
Perfect timing.
Exactly. All of those stocks 5x, turned 20 into 120. Thought luck was skill. I thought I was gonna be the next Warren Buffett and move over grandpa. And it just didn't work out that way. Obviously, it was 150% luck, but I did get bit by the greed bug during that time period, and went right from there into undergrad and worked for a financial advisor as well part time when I went to school full time. And so I went down the other side of that dot-com bubble crash, and that 120,000 turned into 8,000. Kind of got baptized into the microcap space, so to speak. Some of
Yeah.
those small cap tech names became microcaps, and I was just kind of like, what am I going to do? I have $8,000 left, and around that time, I started looking at microcaps in earnest as a starting point. And one of the companies I looked at was a company called XM Satellite Radio, which would
Come
later merge
on.
with Sirius Satellite Radio. And back then, it was a story stock.
Yeah.
It was a 176 million market cap company that had 2 billion in debt, launched a bunch of satellites up into space, had very little OEM subscribers, and Ford and GM were just about to sign up with them. And it was a story, and I loved the story. And I saw the CEO was going to be presenting in New York City, and this again, I was a sophomore in college at the time, and I took a bus from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Amish country, 3 hours up to New York City, weaseled my way into a one-on-one with Hugh Panera, the CEO at the time. Eyes were as big as saucers. I don't even remember what we even said, but long story shorter
I'm
is,
just an
and
Amish kid from Pennsylvania
yeah,
trying to get ahead,
exactly.
man.
Just looking at me straight, but I ended up buying the stock, $8,000 at $1.78 per share. Feels like it was yesterday.
Wow.
And the stock was 42% held short, the float. And they started signing up GM, Ford. They refinanced their debt. Stock went from $1.78 to 34 in 2 years, and made the money back. And from that point forward, when I was 21, I kind of got bit by the microcap
Yeah.
bug, and it really was just the ability for a moron like me, a college kid, to sit across the table from a CEO and have a conversation.
Yeah, but
It's
see, man,
that.
this is the thing I love about you. You're humble, right? You're a moron like you that got on a bus in the early 2000s, late 90s to go to New York to roll up your sleeves, to do the work, to press the flesh with an actual CEO and go, hey, there's more to the story here, which I think, I mean, what are your thoughts on? I look at just lazy analysis that goes on in the large cap, mid cap space, but microcaps, why I love it is because I know that if I go on the adventure, there could be a really good reward and treasure, unlike anywhere else in the markets. I mean, how do you look at research and getting conviction behind a name?
Well, and it's not, to add to your point. The reality is the greatest stock pickers, especially in value investing, they started in microcap. They started their careers as microcap investors, from Buffett to Lynch to Joel Greenblatt, these people you read about that now are managing billions or hundreds of billions if you're Buffett. They started down here for a reason. And you said it in your opening remarks before. It's the only area in the public markets where the smaller astute investor has an advantage over institutions. And it's an incredible advantage. It's a structural advantage that's been around for 100 years and will be around for another 100 years. And it's what attracted me originally to it. And it's just that the cool thing is, anybody, whether you have $500 in your Schwab account or $5 million, the full opportunity set is open to you, and
Yeah.
you can just look through the companies, and we all invest differently. I'm going to invest differently than you, Lou, and a bunch of other people are invest differently than me. You have those same flavors of investing down in microcap as you have in large cap. You have folks like yourself that are very good at focusing on biotech, life sciences, and you have other people that are deep value investors, and everybody in between. And
Yeah, no, it's true. And look,
Yep.
I think that's the uniqueness of it too, right? I mean, this is how you and I kind of hit it off originally, just looking at the world differently and learning from past successes and failures together. I wanted to just quick, before I give you a chance to tell everyone how they can benefit from all the work you've done, is kind of pick your brain. Like for you, when someone brings a new ticker to you, and you look it out, what's like an immediate red flag where you're like, man, I'm never putting a penny red cent behind this stock? I've got a few for me, but I'm just curious from your side of the market, like what are just deal breakers right out of the gate?
Now, usually when I see self-serving management teams, that's usually number one. I mean, and it's true for public and private companies. The smaller the company, the more important management becomes. I mean, the moat of any of these small businesses, yes, IP can be a moat, and it really comes down to the management teams that are unlocking that value of that IP or that product or service. It comes down to the management team. And so I spend a lot of attention evaluating the management teams of the businesses that I invest in, number one.
Yeah, so management red flag, you go, so let's fast forward, you go visit some guy and he's out at a conference in Vegas in the strip clubs all night and gambling. You're probably not going to put any money behind that person. So.
That is correct. And it's funny. It's the same thing probably for you too, Lou. It's like some of those things, like when you're younger, when you're inexperienced and you see some of that flashiness, you're attracted to it, when you're younger. And then the older you get, the more you realize, no, that's not good.
Yeah, the older and the broker you got on some of those bad plays, because you're like, oh, he's not that bad of a guy. Let me put some money behind him. Well, hey, I think we've got a reader comment here. Ian, what's the microcap stock with the best risk reward in your opinion? I'm going to save you here because I know you don't want to give individual recommendations, but why don't we pivot this to where can people find out where some really compelling microcaps with risk reward setups? Because if I recall correctly, microcapclub.com has profiled at least 250 plus multi-baggers. So how do people get involved at microcapclub.com?
Yeah, and thanks for taking me out of that question. Appreciate that. But so microcapclub.com is a website I founded in 2011. And from 2009, during the depths of the GFC, to about 2019, I was just a full-time private investor, just living off my portfolio and balance sheet, supporting myself and my family. And during that time, started this website. And it really was, I just wanted to see what other smart people in my niche of microcap investing, what they liked and why. And so really all Microcap Club is a private message board or forum. And we have around 280 of probably the best stock pickers on the planet. It is a global community that are really just trying to unearth all of these great companies that are in every global market around. In fact, about half of all global equities are microcap companies. And so you can be a part of the community one of two ways. Number one, and the first way is free. You submit an investment thesis on your favorite microcap stock, 2 to 3 pages. Every month, the membership base votes on the quality level of that thesis. You get enough votes, you get in. If you don't, you don't. Or you can just subscribe for an annual fee and be part of the community that way as well. And so, yeah, to your point, I mean, since 2011, around 1,200 companies have been profiled across the globe on our platform. Those discussions are happening. It's a very active, small community. And we've unearthed, I think, 254 now multi-baggers since inception. And that is not some high water mark in those equities that randomly occurred 5 years ago. That's literally from where they were profiled to where they closed yesterday.
Yeah,
and so that's over one per month.
That's real results, real transparency in a side of the market that doesn't always have it. I love the community aspect of it. You can't get voted off the island, can you, in Microcap Club if you become a member or for poor performance?
There's some participation rules, so as long as you're active and producing, content and being, adding to discussion, you'll always be a member.
Listen, I want to thank you. We're kind of running up against the time block, but I want to encourage everyone to go to microcapclub.com. I believe you guys have a microcap conference coming up in conjunction with Planet Microcap. Listen, there is more good. If nothing else, go, and you probably follow him already. Follow Ian on Twitter, X. I can't ever call, Meta, it's Facebook, and X is Twitter forever and forever. But
Me too.
Follow him there. He has great insights. Always is really bringing the truth, which I appreciate, and is always a straight shooter. So, man, good to have you as a friend, but even better to have you on the show today.